What's up guys, it's Chachi Power here with Rocket Punch Army to do a review of the MP-24 Cybertron Commander Star Saber. What we're looking at right now is the front of the box, which shows robot mode and vehicle modes, along with the traditional logos right up top. We turn it around to the side, you get the usual foil Transformers logo there and the MP-24. On the back, you get the usual photography and the actual size picture here on the left. And again, all the Japanese down here, and I'll have my lovely assistant just translate a little bit down here.
チャールズは馬鹿です。彼は仕事に行くとき、私は彼のロボットの一部を盗み、私は高価な靴を購入することができ、それらを販売する。
I have no clue what she's saying, but if you look in the description and you copy paste that into Google Translate, it will tell you exactly what she's saying. So let's go ahead and open this up and check it out. Inside we get a nice little cover photo here on the instructions. If we look inside, you'll see the directions are in the typical black and white, and the colors continue on along out here with some illustrations, I guess some renderings of Star Saber here, the G1 and different other versions of Star Saber there. So that's a pretty cool thing. It also comes with the spec card, which has some obviously some nice illustrations as usual. And if we take a look at the back, it's got the actual numbers. You'll see they rate pretty high, and it shows them in robot mode and vehicle mode. So speaking of vehicle mode, let's go ahead and check that out. So we're going to start off with V-Star here. You'll see it's on a little stand that's included. That stand will also double up as a shield, which is a really nice touch. We'll spin him around here, see what it looks like. He's got these boosters back here, which are actually made out of die-cast metal, so that's pretty cool. And the rest of him is plastic as far as I can tell. We'll just grab it off the stand here, it just unclips right from the bottom. And that way I can show you guys the little landing gear here, which is part of his feet. This is what later becomes part of his feet. So you just unfold these, and then in the front here, he's got these little Autobot symbols, which you just open up, and then right behind that is the actual little landing gear. This way the vehicle can be propped up this way without the use of a stand. It does look a little bit silly the way it is, but you know, that's how it is, and it works. Now there's something I found a little bit annoying. Like right here there are hooks where this clips onto. It's a little hard to see with the lighting here, but they're hooks that hook onto this, and I always found them to pop off very easily. Now, it might be a matter of just misalignment, but I did find that to be just a little awkward. Now if we look off to the front here, you see he's got these little barrels here, obviously for guns. But if we unclip the top here first and then lift this up, you'll see he's got a nice array of missiles. So again, just the top first, just unclip it and then bring it up. Now while showing you these features, I did realize these guns here are actually cast in metal. Now one really weird thing I found with the antennas is they don't necessarily stay straight out. Actually now they're staying straight out, but they're kind of like on a weird angle, but you'll see they snap back in, almost like they don't really want to be pointing forward, which I found really strange. And it has to do with the design of the actual peg here, where the antennas peg in, seems to touch the sides of the head, creating some you know, resistance there. Next we're going to check out Saber. Here's Saber, really cool looking jet mode here. I do have his landing gear out. He's obviously a robot. You can mostly tell from just looking at the bottom here. But overall, just nice looking from the top. It's got the nice chrome here, which eventually becomes part of the chest. And of course, right inside this cockpit here, if we can just get this open, right, we got little Brain of Courage right in there. We'll pop this little guy out just to check him out real quick. Very tiny figure, very, very tiny, about an inch tall. He does have articulated arms and articulated legs. Now for a figure this size in the Masterpiece series, it's actually really well detailed, because even the Daniel, which I'm going to put here right behind him, is taller but barely has a face. There's no painted detail. And Saber's cockpit, it's actually not that bad. It's got a little bit of detail there, as you'll see on the dashboard. And the landing gear can be folded away if you choose to give him a more sleek mode here. The wings also fold. It's more for transformation, but you can put them, you know, where you need them if you want like a whole X-wing thing going. But yeah, other than that, not much going on with this guy. Now if you get Saber all folded up like this with the wings down, these wings up, you can actually combine him with the V-Star. Alright, and you're just going to plug it in. There's a tab right here It's a little hard to see. There it is, right there. And you're just going to pop it right in this hole here, right in there, and then snap it back. Then close these doors here. Once you got that settled in there, you can also grab the Saber laser, which is included, and then just attach it to the back here, right in this peg hole right here. And then just a couple seconds of the full completed mode here. So let's get into transformation for this guy. All you got to do is start off by popping this piece off. Now that he's in robot mode, we'll take a look at him real quick. He's got a nice little pose going on right there. He's got the typical robot crotch thrust, which naturally happens when you transform this guy. As far as articulation, he does have the head. You noticed in the transformation bit there, when I put this door in, the face would pop out. Even though it has that feature, it still has the head that rotates. It's a little stiff on mine, but it does rotate. You got the shoulders here. You have a ratcheted arm. It's a very soft ratchet. You got the elbows. You got the wrists here that do spin. And you get the legs here at the hips. But they're kind of really hard ratchets. It really feels like you're going to break something. And then when you pull them back, they're really soft. You see that? All right. And then you also got the knees going on here. Same thing, soft ratchets to the back, hard to the front. And the feet here, which is really just part of the transformation, just fold out. There's no ankle tilt, which is a shame, but there's really no need for it since the hips actually don't go out to the sides. That's as far as they go, but they do swivel. So as you can see here, he's got this like shield thing going on, and he's also got a weapon. If we take a look at V-Star here, right on the bottom, I have clipped in the handle for his sword. We'll just take that out. And on the front of V-Star, there's actually storage space for the actual sword pieces. So I believe, well actually this is the big version. And here is the small version we're looking for. Alright, and it's chromed, which is really cool. Haven't seen chrome in Masterpiece in a long time. And all we got to do is just clip it right in here. And that becomes a sword. And the next thing you do is open his little hands here. He doesn't have like individual index fingers or anything. It's just his four, fingers together. And you just simply look for the tab in there. The thumb will go right around this little space right here. So just work it in there and then close the fingers. And there he is with the Saber blade. Now it would be natural to compare this guy with his G1 counterpart, but I don't own it. But here's some other figures I have laying around to compare with. We have the Leader Armada Megatron back there. We also have the Masterpiece Exhaust, which was just recently released. And then just a G1 figure thrown back there, kind of hidden. We got a little Sunstreaker here. Alright, so let's get this mofo transformed. Full combined mode is a freaking beast. Look at this thing. It's going to be very hard to tell how big it is, but I will do some scale comparisons in a moment. But this thing is possibly the largest Masterpiece to date. Maybe even bigger than MP-01. Let's see. Oh yeah, it is much bigger. Look at that. The MP-01 was the largest, and now it is the Star Saber. And the Ultra Magnus actually squeaks by MP-01 because of those shoulder stacks. But here he is with a Star Saber, so you can see in comparison two of the largest masterpieces to date. And just an itsy bitsy bit smaller than the Daka Toys Kronos, which is supposed to be a Masterpiece Jetfire. So that is, if it was official, would be the biggest, but since it's not official, this guy takes the prize. And here he is next to Masterpiece Exhaust. Just have to scroll down so we can see him. And here's little Daniel just chilling out on his chest. And of course I can't leave out my Goken fans here, so we'll do the King of Beasts right here next to Star Saber. So now we're going to check out a bit of articulation. Mine is a little bit stiff here, but it does turn. You get these shoulders that go in and out this way. They also go forward. Listen to those ratchets. Wow. Alright, you got double jointed elbow, which is really cool. Really gives a nice range here in the elbow. You have the wrists here that spin. You also have the hands that open. This does have an individual finger here, but it's not multi-segmented like the MP-10. It's just got a fixed thumb, fixed 3 fingers, and then this finger will just move in a hooked position. You also have a waist. You have the hips that go out. Got a nice strong ratchet there. Forward also. And the knee also ratchets. And you got the feet here, which do have an ankle tilt. Not much, but it works. And then of course the knee swivel here. Now I want to show you guys some accessories. You do remember the stand I showed you earlier. You can slide this piece off and it has this other spare piece that's included. Just slide it right in and it forms a shield for him. Alright, so you got the shield there. And the shield is easy enough to put in his hand. You just got to open it up. You'll see a little slot in there for this little tab to go in. So just pop it right in there and then close the fingers. So that's a pretty clever use for the stand. And you also have the nose cone here, which you can turn into the Saber blade. To do that, if you guys remember, I did store the blade here, the big one. I did happen to take it out, but you can store it here just so you see what it looks like. It does stick out of the back, so you do have to be careful when articulating it so you don't mess up the chrome. So we'll pull that right back out. And there's a separate piece that you have to attach here, which is the handle. And you'll see it goes right to the bottom this way. It just slides right in. Then you close this here. Then you just open up the nose cone. You'll see this tab goes into that hole, but you'll see the shape of the outside of the hole here. It's also indented on the blade. You'll see the opening here, and there's no opening on this side. You want the opening obviously to go around this piece. So pop it right in and then close the nose cone. Then you have a big Saber blade. And you can go ahead and put that into his hands. Now it is a little awkward when he holds it. It's not necessarily the best thing the way it holds it. There's no tabs to really keep it in there. It's just really wobbly. And look at the handle. Look how thin that is. It's a little strange. But I know there's people out there working on little adapters and stuff like that so we can hold it properly. If it's just for static display, I mean, that's fine. But if it's just really going to bother you, thank God there's people out there doing 3D printing. One of the first things that really struck me when I took this out of the box is just the way it feels. I don't want to say it feels cheap. It doesn't feel cheap at all. It's just a different feeling plastic from what I'm used to with Masterpiece. It's got a really soft sculpt. What I mean by soft sculpt is like it just feels round. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It almost feels toyish in some parts, but in a way that's good because it will stand some abuse. I like the way they use different plastics instead of painting this, so it doesn't get scuffed up. And you'll notice a lot of parts where normally they would paint are just different colored plastics. Instead of just painting this blue and having that scuff up, painting the top of this red or whatever. The wings here are painted, so you might expect some chipping to go on there. But here, at least this very prominent area, all these areas here are almost like Gundam kits that have the little yellow pieces and the reds and everything blue just separately molded, which I think was a really nice touch. Alright folks, that's going to bring us to the end of the review here. If you want to pick them up, you can grab them at BBTS. The link is in the description. You'll be able to find this guy and a ton of other stuff that's really cool. If you're liking the videos, please subscribe guys, support the channel, share them with your friends, like it. And if you have any questions or comments, as always, leave them below. I'll try and get back to you guys ASAP. Until next time, bye bye.